It's now Thursday night, and we are excited to have everyone jumping aboard again for another wonderful evening. We have another amazing guest, and this is a program that we are always proud of, and not only are we proud of, but Hillsborough County Council does well in this program every year because we have so many great advocates, teachers, administrators, and PTA officers and members who really promote this. And that's Reflections. Reflections is a 50-year-old program. It goes all the way up through national PTA, all the way down to our county council areas and our local units. So tonight we have our brand new Hillsborough County Council Chair. Now, we still love our Lisa Marie Lehigh, and she's still around helping out, but Melinda Vasterling has taken over as of now, and she is doing an amazing job hitting the ground running with so many great new ideas, and we're excited to have her tonight. Now, we'll probably say this 10 times before the end of the show, but we want to start out by telling you she is presenting tonight. She has a workshop that she's going to talk about. We're going to give her the whole night to do it on her own, but she will be, I believe, next Friday at what time?
7.
Anyone? At 7, she will be doing a similar workshop. So if you missed some of this, or you'd like to, any questions come up between now and then that you want to ask her, she will be back on again for a repeat engagement on Friday night at 7 o'clock, and that would be next Friday, not tomorrow. So please, we encourage you, if you have questions, Amy and I will be manning or womaning the chat for any and all those questions. Please ask, because this is a great program. It really reaches out to a lot of our students that love to have that artistic part of themselves that they like to express. And there's so many great platforms that do that. And so we don't want you to not ask these questions because you're afraid or not sure what to ask, or just simply have no idea what's going on. Ask the questions, because chances are if you're asking them, other people want to know the answers as well. So we'll be jumping off and watching the chat, ask those questions. Next Tuesday, I will promote this one time. Next Tuesday night, instead of Thursday, we are having male engagement. It is a workshop. It'll be a PowerPoint workshop, but it'll be interactive. Gamal Mack, who is a previous chair of Orange County, will be coming on with us, and he'll be doing a male engagement PowerPoint with me, if I can get all these words out of my mouth here, and talk about what we can do to increase our men and be engaged, not just the involvement and not just the numbers and the memberships were important, but how they can be impactful for your schools and your communities. That's what it's going to be all about. And I'm also going to roll out our President's Challenge, which includes male engagement as well. So that'll be exciting. So please share that information to any and everyone who's looking to increase that part of your PTA in your school. All right, taking enough time, I want to turn this over to our brand new Reflections Chair and tell her thank you so much for stepping up and doing this. And Melinda, it is all yours.
Thank you. So welcome everybody. Like Frank said, next Friday, I'm also going to be doing a workshop / training, a little bit more in like the nitty gritty details than today. So if you are here today and between today and next week, you remember something that you wanted to ask or whatnot, feel free, definitely come back with me on Friday, next Friday, not tomorrow. Just to kind of give you guys a little background about myself. Like Frank said, my name is Melinda. This is my first time doing Reflections here with the county, so I'm really, really excited about it. I'm also the VP of Programs, and I do Reflections at my local unit, Lowry Elementary, and that is my 3rd year doing that. So a lot of reflections going everywhere. I am married. I have 3 kids. I have a stepdaughter who just started 3rd grade. I have a 1.5-year-old son, and then a newborn son that I just welcomed a few weeks ago. So needless to say, it's a little crazy at home, but we're managing. Just to give you kind of a background on how I got involved with PTA, I have a dance background, and I've worked with all different companies all over the United States, and also worked with the Rockettes up in New York. And on top of that, I've taught for many, many years, and have danced in college as well. So dance is a huge background of mine, which is another reason why I absolutely love Reflections, and the whole arts program is very, very important to me with kids. And so pretty much just always loving kids and being involved with children my whole life, and watching my mom be involved in PTA when I was growing up, I kind of was like, oh, let me check this out now that I have my own children. And, you know, one thing led to another, and I absolutely fell in love with being able to be a part of the school, you know, being able to watch my daughter look at how important I think school is, and just the involvement that PTA has with, you know, the children and the students and the schools. So it was very important for me. And on top of that, I got to meet some new parents. So overall, I started off kind of just doing the PTA thing just from loving children and seeing my mom do it, to now I am obsessed with it. And this is my absolute favorite program. So I'm really glad to be here. And as I'm going through this, I'm going to go through my whole PowerPoint. I'm not going to, like I said, get into too much detail. I'll go more into detail next week, but I'll kind of skim through some good, important items, and just some good things, so you guys can have a super successful program in your school. That's the most important thing, is for the students to be able to have fun and really enjoy the program, because it is a super amazing program, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so let me get this going. Okay, so this year's theme is I Will Change the World By. And it's a really amazing theme, I think, this year, especially with everything that happened last year, and still this year with the pandemic and everything. So I think it's going to be really cool to see what the students are able to do with this. For those of you that don't know, the theme is always selected actually by a student. So each student, doesn't matter, from any school, can go ahead and enter into the theme search contest. Whatever theme they think will be good for the following year, they go ahead and they submit it through Florida PTA, and then Florida PTA narrows it down, and that's how they choose their theme. So it's actually not by any adult or anything, it's by our actual students, which is really cool. So definitely encourage your students at your local unit to go ahead and do that. The deadline for that is November 12th. So like I said, if they go ahead and they can enter it through Florida PTA, as long as they do it before November 12th, and you never know, one of your students could be the ones that get picked. So that's a little bit about that. Our county deadline is going to be Friday, November 12th. I am still working on finalizing where the location will be. So once I get that finalized, I'll make sure to post it on the Facebook and also on our county website. But the deadline is going to be Friday, November 12th. So just, you know, keep your eye out for the location and the time. Just to review just a couple of things, this is just reflections in 5 steps. Make sure that your local unit registers at pta.org. In order for them to participate in the reflections program, the local unit, your school, has to be registered. Encourage all the students to participate, even those that you think, oh, you know, they're not going to want to really do it. You never know. Encourage everybody. This is also a good time to go ahead and start getting everything coordinated. Find your judges. Those are really important. Each judge is going to, at your local unit, whoever you decide, is going to go ahead and judge those entries. So it's very important for them to be able to know what they're looking for. So just make sure that they have a background in whatever category that they will be judging. So they can judge properly, and then they will choose the ones who will advance to the next level. Celebrate your students. I think this actually is something that gets overlooked a lot, which I think is really important, because the students get all excited. They do all this work, and it's even more important for us to celebrate them, whether they move on to the state or the county or the national level, whatever it is, or they just stay at their local unit. It's very important to celebrate them. So whether it's to do, I know it's a little different now with pandemic and all that, but whether it's to do a ceremony through Zoom, you can hand out. At my local unit last year, I did a drive-through awards pickup. So students were able to do it that way and get some pictures. So just make sure that you don't overlook the celebration part of it, to do a little something. It doesn't have to be big, but just something very special. You know, so the school also knows you can announce it through the morning news, their morning show, whatever it is that your school does. In your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your member hubs, whatever it is, just to really make those students feel like, wow, what I did, no matter if I moved on or not, was amazing. And so celebrating is very, very important. So let's just make sure that you guys really take it into consideration to not look over that. And then the last thing is just to wrap up and report your success. So just make sure that after you get it, everything is all said and done, look back and check and see, you know, the things that I could have changed, you know, write some stuff down so you can do it for the following year as well, or for the next chair at your school to do it. So these are just little tips for advancing your entries, 3 entries from each category in each grade division. So the grade divisions are, excuse me, is the special artists, which is all the grades. You have the primary, intermediate, middle, and then high school. So, you know, make sure as you guys are looking at all that to advance to the county level, that you're making sure that it can be 3 entries from each category for each art division, for each grade division, I'm sorry. And then, like I said here, students can enter 1 entry for each art category. Amy and Frank, I can't see the chat, so if somebody's asking me a question, just let me know. Just some things to go over, and like I said, I'll get more into the nitty gritty of it next week, but just some things to remember is all the work has to be original. So, you know, you can't have an adult help, it can't be obviously copywritten, everything has to be original and it has to reflect this year's theme. Make sure with the copyrights that you're looking at each category and what those copyright rules and guidelines are. It really is just unfortunate when a student does something and they're not, them or their parent or guardian kind of overlooks that. And then they do all that work and we have to tell them, you got to fix it in order for it to, you know, be okay. So just make sure you guys are really looking over that copyright information. And then the artist statement is the most important thing. Obviously the art part is important, but the artist statement is actually 40% of the judging. And that reflects, the artist statement is a statement that the student writes that reflects their artwork. So, and it has to be all their own writing. Just make sure that it's good, not good as in like, oh, it makes sense, but just so that they're understanding that it has to reflect not how they did it, but to reflect the theme of their artwork, if that makes sense. Okay, the entry form. I know a lot of you guys are having problems with the top of the entry form. The form that I put on there, I am personally able to type onto it on this, the part on the top that says local PTA, local PTID, that whole little box. For those of you that are having problems with it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you guys get the form through me through email. And then when you download it, try to click on that box a couple of times and it does end up being able to type in. But like I said, if you're having problems, email me and then I will make sure that we get that all figured out. So no worries. And then just, you know, just review everything on that form and make sure that the parents do sign it. These are just some preparation details in order whenever your students who are moving on to county council, how you as the chair will go ahead and package it all up and then you'll submit it to us. So just make sure that you really review all this so you're doing it properly. And of course, I'm here for any questions that you guys have. or anything, just let me know. So there's pictures on here as well that kind of show how to do it. So as you're doing it, like I said, any questions, just let me know. I don't know if I have any questions yet, so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so this is our, I do?
Yes.
Okay, what are my
So
questions?
how is the best way? How is the best way to get categories other than visual arts involved? I tried to get in touch with language arts teachers, the band director, flag corps, and the dance team, but not much response over the past years. I'm assuming you're probably a high school. That sounds like a high school to me.
That does sound like a high school. Okay, so one of the things that I would do is, I don't know if your school has some sort of morning show or morning program. Promoting something like that would be a great way to do it. I would really try reaching out again to those particular specials, those teachers, because that alone is huge. Especially, you said other than visual arts, especially like language arts, like you said, anything dance related, photography, anything like that, really try and do it. But if for some reason, like you said, they're still not responding, if you have social media, put it out through there. If you're on Member Hub and you do a flyer, do it through there. If you do paper flyers, I would also try to push through that as well.
Do you want me to weigh in on this one as well, since I'm
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm also at a high school, and I was at a middle school. I was a reflection chair at a middle school, so I get it's hard, right? It's much different. And I started in summer. Like, I would go to the pre-workshops and hound all the language arts teachers and all of and please include it in your first quarter. And that's how I got it in at the middle school. But at the high school level, I found that the students, if you can get it in the hands of whoever is in SGA, which is your student government, or an art club, because they're all starting clubs soon. Ours
Yep.
at our high school is starting next week. So they have a full day of clubs. And if you can find the clubs that kind of correlate with reflections and get it in their hands, sometimes students can take things and drive it much faster and further than any teacher, administrator, or parent can.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're amazing.
Thank you, Amy. Okay, so just kind of going over, like I said, I'm not going to go through every single line item, but dance choreography is one of the categories. Just make sure that the entrance must be the choreographer. So if your student is the one that's going to be entering it, they have to be the one choreographing it. And they can also be the performer as well, or they could be one of the performers. So they can have multiple in their choreography as long as they're in it as well. And then for copyright purposes, if they're using background music, just make sure that it is cited on the entry form. So, and then, like I said, all the details are right there on the side about the time limits. One of the big things is make sure your student does not introduce themselves on the camera, because the judging is anonymous. So we don't want the judge to say, oh, it's, Susie Q, and now they know who it is. So just make sure that the student does not introduce themselves in that.
I have another question.
Yes.
What's the overall timeline milestones?
Say that again?
The question is, what's the overall timeline milestones? I'm thinking she means like, when do they have to turn them in to
your
us?
local unit?
Probably.
Okay, so that is, if that's the question, if I'm getting that properly, that is your decision. Each local unit can make their own deadline. Our deadline is November 12th. From experience, I've done it about 2 to 3 weeks before. Some do it a week before, some do it longer. It really is your choice. Just keep in mind that you do give yourself enough time to collect, the artwork, and to be able to give whoever is judging enough time to go ahead and do that. And then for you to be able to have time to receive those students who will be moving on to the county, and then to be able to pack up or organize their entries to move forward. So the local unit deadline is 100% on you guys. Whatever you as chairs decide, that's on you. So hope that answers your question. Film production, this one I love. It's very cool to see what these students can do. It's pretty amazing. So just make sure that the entrance is the screenwriter, the cinematographer, editor, and the producer. They cannot have help from anybody else. And then also the copyright for this. So the copyright entries may include public places, well-known products, trademarks, or certain other copyrighted material, as long as the copyright material is non-essential to the subject matter in the piece. So pretty much, if your student is doing film production and there is, let's say like an Apple store behind them, that is fine as long as their film production isn't about the Apple store, and has nothing about it. The moment that there is something about it and it becomes essential to the production of the film, then now you're going against the copyright. So just make sure that if they are having some sort of place or trademark or anything like that in the background, that it's not the main focus or any focus really of the film production. And then again, just make sure the student does not introduce themselves on the camera. Literature is one of our other categories. I have a lot of questions about this for English and Spanish. So pretty much the entrant may write in their own language as long as the interpretation of it being in English is also attached. So it must not exceed 2,000 words. If it is 2,000 words in their own language and it is more in English, that is okay. As long as it does not exceed 2,000 words in their own primary language. So if they're doing in English, then it can't be more than 2,000, Spanish, German, Italian, whatever it is, no more than 2,000 words. And then obviously no copyright, you can't plagiarize, none of that. Music composition. Again, the entrant must be the composer, the performer, or one of the performers, and there can also be singing. I know a lot of people think music composition just as instruments, or anything like that, but it could be singing, any original piece using music, beats, rhythm, words, anything like that. Again, it has to be all original. And if they are going to be doing singing, the words have to be original. So they can't find a song that matches the theme and then sing it. It has to be their original words on the song. Also make sure as you're turning all these in, as the students are turning it in, that it's in the right format. Photography. The student has to be the photographer. So you can't have mom or dad or brother, sister, aunt, uncle. Nobody can take the photo. It has to be the student. If they're doing a collage, that's actually not under photography, that will be under visual arts. So just be kind of vigilant on that. And again, with the photography, with the copyright, if there is something in the background, some sort of business or label or anything like that, that is okay, as long as that is not the primary use or it is not essential to the subject of their photo. So just be kind of vigilant on that as well. When they go to print it out, just make sure you guys are really taking a look at the sizing, and that it is mounted that it's mounted on something sturdy, that it is not in a frame or anything like that. Visual arts. So visual arts, very cool. We're actually being able to enter 3D work again this year, which is super exciting. So hopefully the kids can kind of, be a little bit more creative this year, being able to do that. Again, the work has to be the students only. They cannot have any copyrighted material. Now, here is something if let's say one of their let's say the visual arts project is a collage. And they have maybe magazine cuttings, something, a label, anything like that. And it has some sort of, like I said, an Apple store or a Publix or anything of that sort in their clippings, that is okay, as long as the overall project artwork is not that. So again, be very careful, but as long as that artwork isn't focused on any of those specific clippings, they're good to go. And again, a lot of that will be very easy to understand once you read the artist statement. So that should help you out a lot. And then just make sure that, again, you guys are really paying attention to the dimensions. And then with the 3D art, you're not actually going to turn that in. You're not going to turn in the 3D work to county council if any of them move up. It's all going to be through digital images. So just make sure that you're not bringing big 3D art to us on November 12th. So it'll be pictures of it on a USB. Special Artist Division. This I love. I really hope that if you do have an ESC or any of those at your school, to really try to push this, because it's really, really an amazing opportunity that they can have. So the students, they have two options. They can either enter into the Special Artist Division or their grade division most closely to their aligned functional ability. It's either or. So if there's a student that wants to enter just into the Special Artist Division, they can. If they don't want to do it that way, and let's say they're in 6th grade, but their functional ability is maybe 5th grade, then they would have to enter into that 5th grade level. So you'd want to get to your local elementary school and go through it that way. So there's 2 ways that they can do it in order for them to be able to participate. And let me know if that makes any sense. So this is a good way to celebrate the arts. Next, is it next week? I don't even know what day it is, or the week after, is National Arts and Education Week. This is a great time to really push that program because it's Art Education Week. So, those are just some really cool dates to be able to do National Arts of Humanity Month. You can encourage your participants in the arts, offer material to the students, just different ways to really elaborate on just how important arts is in our education. And these are just some important tips for you guys. Just give yourself enough time between your local unit intake deadline and the county intake deadline. So going back to that question, on the local unit chairs, it's up to you on when you want to have that deadline. So just make sure that you are giving yourself enough time between those two. Just double check to make sure that everything is in compliance with national PTA reflections, rules, and guidelines for those students that are moving on. If you have Member Hub, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, utilize that for communication to push out. If we're big on Member Hub, so you can make a hub, a reflections hub that parents can sign up for, and you can push all of your information through that. Make a Facebook, all different things like that. Social media these days is just such a huge way to be able to communicate. So make sure you're utilizing any communication avenue that you have. Make sure that you guys are reviewing all the copyright rules. And then, like we're doing right now, do for your school a Facebook Live. If you have a Facebook, it's a great way to kind of get parents, on the go. They can just hop on, listen to some stuff, because a lot of parents have no clue about what Reflections is. So, it's a good way to also push it out like that. And if they have any questions, you're right there and you can answer them. These are just some important dates. So our county awards ceremony is going to be January 2021. I am finalizing the date. So once I have that, I will go ahead and let you know when that is.
2022.
Oh, 22. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I don't even know what year it is anymore.
we just really want to stay in 2021.
2022, guys, not 21. So the art exhibition, we're looking at doing it at West Shore again. So once I have all that information, the artwork that you guys submit from your students moving up, we'll go ahead and do it there and put it up. It was really cool last year to be able to see all that. So we're going to try to do that again this year. Our Hillsborough County Council award ceremony is going to be Saturday, January 15th at Mosey. So keep that date in mind for those students that are moving forward. And then once I have the time for that, I'll go ahead and definitely let you guys know. It'll be on the Facebook, on the website, all that jazz. Florida PTA winners will be announced March 1st. Florida PTA award ceremony is April 23rd. And once I get all these locations, you know, from Florida PTA, I'll make sure to let you guys know. National PTA will announce their winners on May 1st, and then their celebration and exhibit will be June 2022. And then if you guys have any questions, email me at reflections@hccpta.org. I know a lot of you guys are on the Facebook. I've seen a lot of you guys join, so that's super exciting. I post all sorts of stuff there, and then also on our county website. Amy is awesome about posting everything on there. So this PowerPoint, all the forms, anything like that. If I missed something, let me know. But everything is on there too. So go ahead and make sure that if you're missing something, check the website, because that's a really good tool to use to get all your forms. So if you guys need anything, like I said, email me, because my goal is to help you guys have a super successful program at your school and to make it fun for the kids and the students and to really push it. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here.
Great job. I don't see any more questions right now at the moment. Do you have any questions, Frank? I mean,
No, you actually, I had to write down some dates on my phone. I didn't know those.
they're all
See-
in the calendar.
Yeah, well,
You
I'd
know,
rather hear them from Melinda.
well, that's where I got them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know people were having problems with the downloads in the group for some reason, but all of the same stuff is on our website and super easy to download. I did it myself today just to check to make sure like that it was downloading correctly. And
Yeah,
'cause
and
I saw
like
some
I
of the
said,
posts, so I just tested.
yeah. So for those of you, like I said before, who are having trouble with that, that area of that gray box where you have to type in your PTA name, your bylaws, dues, the district, all that stuff, really try to click on that gray box. So it's actually selected, and then you should be able to just click on your area and start typing it. But like I said, if you're having any issues, email me and I will help you out as fast as possible to get that all done.
Yeah.
So I know one thing, I would encourage everyone, if you didn't say this already, Melinda or Amy, Janelle and I got a lot of calls late in the season last year, right before needing to be in compliance. So if you're not sure if your PTA is in compliance, ask us now. And don't wait till the last minute, because I know we were rushing to get a lot of schools in compliance so that their reflections could be submitted and allowed.
Yeah. So
Yes,
if you need dates or anything, typically your all of that information's in your member hub. If you need your local unit ID number, but again, you can always reach out to any of us and we can help you figure out what those things are. The PowerPoint's already up. This is the same PowerPoint you used for.
There's a couple different things that I changed, so I'll go ahead and send
Okay,
it to Amy.
so we'll update it, but it's essentially the same one that was used for training. So it's already up on our website. So if you go to hccpta.ptsa.org and you go to the reflections tab, you'll find all of the rules, the student packet, and then the PowerPoint should be there as well. But I'm gonna add the new one as soon as I get it. But I will say the thing that I learned doing reflections is that the only ones that have to be perfect are the ones that are moving forward. I spent the first year trying to make sure every single thing was perfect. And then I talked to Lisa Marie and she's like, No, just make sure the ones you give me, that just,
Yeah,
just
that's
the 3 of each. So I had 3 of each category to give to her. And that's a lot. So,
Yeah.
you know, just making sure that those 3 were perfect. And she was so helpful, which I am sure that you are as well. So it's like, we're never going to not try to help move kids forward, right? Like we want
Right.
their work to
And
move forward.
make sure too, that you give yourself enough time. So I've had a lot of students turn something in and something be, their artist statement was blank or, things like that. So don't just say, oh, you're disqualified, goodbye. Send it back to them, say, hey, fill this out really quick so I can, give it to the judge. Help them out. So give yourself time in order for them, to be able to fix whatever they have to fix in order for them to be judged. So don't ever say, nope, can't do it, you're done, because you don't want to discourage any of the students. Definitely want to push it and make them feel like no matter whether they move on or not, what they did was amazing. So that was definitely something that I made sure that I did at my local unit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say you were in the Rockettes, by the way? What did you say about the Rockettes?
No, I wasn't in it. I actually assisted on a bunch of different workshops with them.
Oh my gosh.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So
if you guys
thank you,
need me
Melinda.
here,
Thank you, Melinda. This
No
was
problem.
so informative.
Yes, great job. Thank you very much. Again, Melinda, give everyone your email. I know it's sitting up there, I guess, so you don't have to give
I
it to
left
me,
it
but-
there just in case.
Yeah, thank you.
And
As I'm reading through and listening, please reach out to her. Please, any questions at all. If this is something you've never done before, or you feel like, gosh, I got so much going on, reach out to her anyway. Maybe we can find somebody else to help you. We definitely don't want kids to not have an opportunity to be part of this program for any reasons that we can help out with.
Right.
This is
did we
tough.
review what we do if they don't have a local unit?
No, good question. Actually, that was one of the things I was going to say, and I forgot. If they do not have a local unit, they can enter through the Sunshine State PTA. So what they would do is just go to the Florida PTA website, and they would register just like you would register a school. They would register themselves, and they would click Sunshine State. And then from there, it's the same exact way, just like how we do it. They do it the same. So that after you register, then they would go ahead and send you the information, and then you would just upload your work, and then it gets judged through the Sunshine State judges. I know one of the main things that they're very, very adamant about is if you have a student that does have a local unit and that local unit is doing the reflections program, to really try and get them to go through their local unit. So to try to keep the Sunshine State PTA entrance just those who do not have a reflections program at their local unit. So
Awesome.
if you don't have one and you want to do it, you can still do it.
Awesome. And even if you have one student that wants to do it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
One student is enough, please, just we'll take whatever students that want to enter for sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like Frank said, I'm here.
Let's add on to that too about one student, getting to meet, and I know, I'm sure a lot of us did this last year, getting to meet one student at West Shore Mall last year, and for her to be able to see her work so other people could see it. That's the world to a lot of these kids. We think, oh, they got to go to nationals. For some of these kids, just for them to be able to present their work in public is such an amazing achievement. So please don't, if you have one student, like Amy said, support, make sure that they get out there, because we want to showcase not just the talents, but the passion, the energy that our kids give out. I mean, that we should celebrate that in itself. So very good. Thank you for saying that, Amy.
For sure. Well, and I know the next Friday night is going to be a Zoom where you guys can brainstorm. So if you're having trouble trying to figure out how you're going to do this program, you can brainstorm with other reflections chairs and with Melinda.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
get some good, get some good time with some
So Amy,
experienced, hopefully reflections chairs.
explain how next Friday is going to work. Are people going to come on a Facebook Zoom together,
No,
or are they going to chat in like
it's
tonight?
going to be a Zoom. So it's a Zoom
Okay.
registration. It's on, it's in the reflection. Where is it? It's a really good question.
It's in the Reflections Facebook page, and I
Yeah.
don't know, it's on the county one, I'm not sure.
See,
I know it's on the.
Frank, you're asking good questions tonight. Good job. Good job.
I get. Got
It
it.
is oh, here it is. It's on our Facebook page under events. So you just go to that event, register for it. You'll get the Zoom link, and then it'll be a Zoom. So it won't be Facebook Live. Nobody's going to be recording anything. So just if you're having trouble or you have really specific questions and you just want to brainstorm with other reflections coordinators, that would be a great opportunity to do that. Plus you'll get one-on-one time with Melinda, who is the expert.
And, again, I remember when I did this for the first time at my local unit, I would send Lisa Marie about 100 emails a day. So don't be afraid or, feel like, oh, I don't want to bother her and email her again. Just do it, because it was the only way I was able to learn. And that's what I'm here for. So, and hey, there's sometimes questions that I don't even know that now I know because you asked me. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah. So ask away. Don't be, don't feel bad or anything. That's what I'm here for.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
thank you. Thank you so much, Melinda, for giving your time and again stepping forward to take this position on. I know this is not only it's a lot of work, but I know it's very rewarding to see all the submissions and the entries and all the creativity that our kids give us. So I know you're excited about that, and but I'm thankful that you stepped in for a legend like Lisa Marie. But you've definitely have already taken and moved on and made it your thing. So we are so fortunate to have you. So thank you. I will not be there next Friday night. This is all on you guys. So exciting for y'all. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to Melinda or reach out to anybody. We'll get you to the right people.
Yes.
With that, anything else you guys got to add? If not, I'm going to let everybody go spend time with their family.
What's next week, Frank?
Next Tuesday night.
What?
Next Thursday night is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dallas Cowboys.
So we're not, we will
Tuesday,
not be here next Thursday night because
if you
there will be a football game. So we're
that's right.
Tuesday night next week. So
if you would like to run Facebook on your own on Thursday night, you are more than welcome to, people. Anybody can do that, because we will be here on Tuesday night at 6:30, again with Kamal Mack, who is a mentor and a friend. And him and I have done many workshops on male engagement. And we really encourage you to come out, listen, ask questions. We are excited about the not just the challenge, but just getting men more engaged in our schools and our communities. 10% of PTA is made up of men. So we definitely have a lot of work to do and a lot of catching up, but please tell people about that. And then hopefully from there, that'll springboard us into a great year.
awesome.
So thank you all very, very much. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your families and your times together. And we will see you next Tuesday. And Melinda, will see you next Friday.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.